Good morning, everyone. Happy whatever day it is. All right. Hey, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's your flash briefing.
Hey,
In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled state courts have the power to review redistricting plans and election laws passed by state lawmakers. As NPR's Hansi Lo Wong reports, the ruling rejects alleged fringe legal theory that many court watchers feared could have destabilized upcoming elections.
Chief Justice John Roberts joined fellow conservative justices Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, as well as the court's three liberal justices in a 6-3 decision for the case known as Moore versus Harper. Their majority ruling rejects the idea known as the independent state legislature theory and confirms that state courts and state constitutions can act as checks and balances to congressional redistricting plans and laws about federal elections made by state lawmakers. This ruling brings a big sigh of relief to many election lawmakers who fear that the court's endorsement of the theory could have led to more lawsuits and open legal questions about the 2024 elections.
You know that's always been the case, right?
A federal judge is postponing the arraignment of former President Donald Trump's valet on conspiracy and false statement charges. NPR's Kerry Johnson reports he is still looking for a Florida-based lawyer to represent him.
Like it's brand new.
Nauta had been expected at a federal courthouse in Miami to enter a not guilty plea on 6 felony charges. Nauta's accused of helping former President Donald Trump hide classified documents and of lying to the FBI. He struggled to find a lawyer in Florida to help with his case, and his D.C.-based attorney says Nauta missed his flight to Florida for the arraignment. A magistrate judge has rescheduled that proceeding for July 6th. Nauta continues to work for Trump despite the federal case against them. Special counsel Jack Smith wants their trial to start in December. Kerry Johnson, NPR News, Washington.
Western tribes returned to federal court today in California. It's considered a last-ditch effort to block a massive lithium mine in Nevada.
Oh boy.
NPR's Kirk
Yeah, they're not going to be able to block that, are they?
Battle puts the Biden administration in a
Trump didn't even
bind.
stand up.
Proposed mine
They
by
were
Lithium
trying to build
Nevada
the
would be the
pipeline over
largest
the
lithium
waterways.
mine in the U.S. Lithium is a key component in electric vehicle batteries, but the mine is also on ancestral land
way
of West
behind
Coast
in lithium
pirates
mining.
Who say the
So,
development
I
approved
can
by federal
guarantee
land
you they're gonna
managers
walk
would
all over the
disturb
tribe,
sacred artifacts
just like they did
and
with the
other
waterways.
sensitive cultural sites.
Don't matter if it's
Tribal
Biden
activists
or Trump.
and
It don't
environmentalists
matter.
today are
They're walking
appealing
all
the
over.
ruling by a federal
The only
judge
person I
earlier
think
this
would
year
stand
that
up
allowed the
is
mine to
Robert
move
F.
forward.
Kennedy Jr.
It's one of 2 high-profile court battles.
By the
now
way,
that
if you
put
hadn't
the
heard,
lithium
he's running
mine's
for
development
president next
timeline
year.
in jeopardy. A ruling in the
So,
tribe's appeal today in the Ninth Circuit is
look it
expected
up,
later
man.
this summer. Kirk Ziegler, NPR News,
John F. Kennedy
Los
Jr.
Angeles.
The president of
John F.
Belarus
Kennedy's
says the
nephew,
leader of the
right?
mercenary Wagner group is now in his country. The Belarusian leader brokered an agreement over the weekend for Yevgeny Prigozhin to stop his forces from advancing on Moscow.
Believe it or not, there are people
The
out there
leader
that still
and his
don't know
forces
about it.
are not supposed to be prosecuted. You're listening to NPR News from Washington. The former chief of
to a
automaker
lady
Audi has
yesterday.
been
She's
convicted
like,
in a
"Who's
German
that?"
court in
Robert F.
connection with
Kennedy
a
Jr.
diesel emissions scandal.
John
It
F.
involves
Kennedy's
Audi's parent
nephew,
company,
man.
Volkswagen. Rupert Stadler is the highest-ranking auto executive to be found guilty. The scheme allowed the automaker's cars to cheat on emissions tests using illegal software. Japan has announced that it will put South Korea back on its list of trusted trading partners, effectively ending a 4-year-long trade spat. NPR's Anthony Kuhn reports from Seoul. It's part of an easing of tension between the two neighbors and allies of the U.S.
Japan's trade ministry put South Korea back on its white list of countries which are subject to minimum restrictions on exports effective July 21st. It took South Korea off the list in 2019 in an apparent retaliation over a historical dispute. A South Korean court that year ordered Japanese companies to compensate Korean victims of forced labor during Japan's 1910 to 1945 colonial rule over Korea. In March, South Korea unilaterally announced it, not Japan, would compensate the victims. The two sides have also restored high-level diplomacy and trilateral military cooperation with the U.S., a step which has satisfied Washington, but irritated the governments of North Korea and China. Anthony Kuhn, NPR News, Seoul.
Forecasters are warning of dangerous heat in many southern states today, from Arizona to Florida. The National Weather Service has issued excessive heat watches from southern Illinois to parts of Alabama. Heat indexes could reach 115 degrees. This is NPR.
In NASA news, NASA is set to receive scientific research samples and hardware as a SpaceX Dragon cargo resupply spacecraft departs the International Space Station on Thursday, June 29th. The ESA, European Space Agency, and SpaceX are targeting no earlier than 11:11 a.m. EDT Saturday, July 1st, to launch the Euclid spacecraft. Euclid is an ESA mission with contributions from NASA that will shed light on the nature of dark matter and dark energy, two of the biggest modern mysteries about the universe. During a ceremony at the Willard Intercontinental Hotel in Washington on Wednesday, June 21st, India became the 27th country to sign the Artemis Accords. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson participated in the signing ceremony for the agency, and Charanjit Singh Sandhu, India's ambassador to the United States, signed on behalf of India. NASA announced the recipients of its annual STEM grants, providing nearly $4 million in total funding to support scientific and technical research that aligns with the agency's strategic research and technology development priorities. By providing resources to support cutting-edge research in STEM, NASA helps create a stronger and more vibrant SCI. NASA's OSIRIS-REx, Origins, Physical Interpretation, Resource Identification and Security, Regolith Explorer mission will deliver the agency's first asteroid sample collected in space to Earth on September 24, 2023. Media interested in covering the landing, as well as mission activities leading up to and following the return, are invited to register. In weather. Right now in Seattle, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has lots of clouds, with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. From NASA. NASA is set to receive scientific research samples. Hardware as a SpaceX Dragon.
Amazon. Tell us a joke.
What do you call a herd of wealthy cows?
Rich?
The 2%.
Okay. Well, that's assuming it's still 2% of the populace, huh? Alright, well, anyhow, that sounded like a political joke, but it wasn't really a joke, was it? Yeah, I didn't like it. Amazon, tell us a joke.
What do mustaches wear on a hike? They're Fu Man's shoes.
Fu Man's shoes! Alright, cool. Have a beautiful day, everybody.